I'm going to try to answer a question that's been asked for over 82 years. Who actually started World War II? We all know that it started with the German invasion of Poland on September 1st, 1939. But if you go back in time before that, you could point to various events that arguably kicked off the war. For example, there was the Japanese invasion of Manchuria in 1931, the Italian invasion of Ethiopia in 1935, or even the Spanish Civil War in 1936. You could also point to the global economic crisis of the 1930s, which led to Hitler's rise to power in Germany. Or you could blame the French and British policy of appeasement towards Nazi Germany. But if you want a simple answer, then the short answer is this. World War II started with the German invasion of Poland on September 1st, 1939, and the longer answer is that the war was started by a guy named Adolf Hitler. More specifically, it was started by a speech that Adolf Hitler gave on September 1st, 1939, just before the German invasion of Poland. In that speech, he said, "For the purposes of this struggle, I have only one further duty to fulfill. To tell you the truth about the campaign which our Wehrmacht is beginning today against the Polish state. There is not a day, not an hour, not a minute in which we have not made every possible preparation for this tremendous event. Nothing will therefore be able to get us out of the resolve to fight this just and necessary war." So even though the fighting started with the German invasion of Poland, it was really kicked off by that speech 5 minutes earlier when Hitler declared that the war was necessary and just. But if you want an even longer answer, then here goes. World War II was started by a guy named Adolf Hitler, who was influenced by a bunch of other factors, including the global economic crisis of the 1930s, the weakness of the League of Nations, the French and British policy of appeasement towards Nazi Germany, and the failure of the Munich Agreement. All of these factors combined to create a situation where Hitler felt that he could get away with starting a war. He was wrong, of course, but that's a story for another video. So there you have it. That's who started World War II. Now you can impress your friends with your vast knowledge of historical facts. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.